Good morning, everyone. I'm Martina Galli from POLI.design, and today I will be moderating the presentation of the Specializing Master in Designing Atmospheres. Please feel free to use the chat room to submit any questions you have, which we will address in the second part of the session. And now let me introduce the speaker for today, Anna Barbara, the President of POLI.design, and Barbara Camocini. Thank you. I leave you the floor.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm also the scientific director of the Master Designing Atmospheres, together with Maria Porro, which is also the president of the Salone del Mobile, the Milano Design Week Fair, and Barbara Camocini, who is the scientific coordinator. And here we have the faculty of the Master, and you will see that we have many professors, and this is the list of the professors that have been professors during the current Master, and they come from all over the world, as you could see, because part of the Master is online, 1/3, let's say, and 2/3 is in presence. So you will find professors as Team Lab, which is a design office quite important in Japan, or Marco Balic, who is the scenographer of the Olympic Games, and Professor Zini, and David Owes, who is a professor online from Concordia University, or Giovanni Russo, who was and he's still one of executive director in the Italian pavilion to many expos. Elisabetta Canepa is a scholar, and Drift Studio, which is a very important office related to installation and big event. Philip Ram, who did one of the workshop with the students a few weeks ago, actually is ongoing the workshop of Professor Gobiri. Massimo Pitis, who is the art director of Wired magazine. Yves Gurney, which is a choreographer in London. And you see some office from Kuwait and from elsewhere, and so really an international faculty. We decided to have such a huge number of professors also because the students are also very international, and most of them also gave the opportunity to have the internship in their studio all over the world. What is Design Atmospheres, and why we decided to launch a master in that? Atmosphere design, it's a discipline crossing interior design, spatial design, exhibition design, event design, experience design, for the designers who are interested in creating the atmosphere of a place, of an event, hotel, retail, brands. And this is very important because there is a huge request, and usually in atmosphere design is an expert who is able to talk with all the experts and that are engaged in such a kind of project. Of course, the goal of the master is to help you to develop a sensitivity and expertise in this kind of projects, so mostly related to sensorial experience, lighting, colors, sound, olfaction, but also technologies. More and more, these spaces are phygital spaces, so physical and digital simultaneously. So we give also part of the teaching relating on the behavior of the people into this space, how to design the user journey inside, and how also to measure through neuroscience the impact of the atmosphere on the human emotions. And of course, we work on concept, storytelling, communication, execution, but also we work how the regulation and execution of this project will be developed in different countries.
Yes, I can tell something about the structure. We have 2/3 one-third that is online, and so we have some theoretical lessons online, and as you saw within the list of professors, we have experts of different fields of knowledge. We have academics, but we have professionals. We have professionals from different fields. Sometimes they are helping us to lead a kind of cross-disciplinary approach. So we have experts from different fields, and you can have the opportunity to apply this knowledge, trying to answer the different needs of users. So we have field exercises with companies and design studios and workshops. And while you will be in Italy, we will organize some visits in different kind of environments when you can appreciate personally the experience of atmosphere design. And you will have the opportunity to join the works linked to the Milano Design Week with Maria Porro, and also being here in spring, you will have the opportunity to feel the experience, the event, to be involved in the events of the Milano Design Week, and finally the internship with professional studio, also internationally recognized, so not only in Italy, but keeping this kind of international overview of the master.
Why we gave also this idea of making partially online and partially in presence, because these on one side give us the opportunity to have international professors connecting and teaching from Harvard or from Montreal or from Japan or wherever they are. But also because knowing that Milano is becoming a little bit expensive for the students, this helps a lot, saving money for all of you, and living mostly in Milano for a shorter time than 1 year. And the training modules?
Yeah, so we have organized the master through modules, teaching modules that are both giving the theoretical framework and also some perspective on different kinds of approaches. Since we would like to give, to help the participant to use a kind of approach in their designing experience, so starting from the general framework that will be the designing atmosphere module, then a kind of user analysis to understand which are the needs that the design, atmosphere design can answer to, so from aging design, children design, but also in daily experience, how we can apply and use this kind of perspective in our design activity. Then the concept, trying to understand which are the ideas that are giving unicity, that are the highlights of our project and give the identities of the project. And then space-time based design, that is one of the core modules, giving the importance to these two kind of elements that are really important in the contemporary design facing these topics, that is phygital design, so we can be here and there in the same time, and we can design the perception of time. Sense-based design, that is the other core topic that helps us to generate a multisensorial space and manage this kind of perceptual activity, perceptual perception of our project. And then execution that helps us to manage the project, understanding which are the regulation, how we can make our project feasible. And then communication, because we need to be able to speak different languages, because the design atmospheres are complex projects, so we need to be able to communicate our project while conceiving it, and sometimes it is even immaterial, so we need to be able to represent it and communicate it, and also in the final part when we need to put it on the field and try to make it real. And then ephemeral, because this is another core topic dealing with the atmosphere's design, dealing with exhibitions, events and fairs, and this is the more immersive way to manage the content of the master, and guidance, that is the other perspective that helps us to lead the process till the end and to manage the different perspective of the project, till workshops that helps us training and helps the participant training this knowledge that you acquired through the theoretical part and through the training, because even when we have the theoretical lessons, we have also some training assignments. Each module provides one part that is theoretical and another part that is experiencing and trying to put on the field what you understood of the master.
Okay. Is a master, professional master. So our idea, our goal is helping you working on the professional skills. This means that we are not focused on your creativity, but how to convert your creativity into a business, into a professional skill. And in fact, what is happening even this year is that students arrive from different graduation, different curricula, from design, architecture, scenography, choreographer, but also neuroscience and so on. And each of them going through the master, they learn how their previous expertise could be updated, upskilled through the master in atmospheres. We included some images coming from the experience they are having, because it's still ongoing, the master. And we are very happy because as much as we are communicating the master and the contents, as much as students but also professors are applying to participate as a professor into the master. In fact, this year, as you have seen, we had more than 50 different professors from all over the world, and all of them, if you will go through the presentation, they are very high profile, very important, the best in the world. And including into the master, there are visits to galleries of art, or visits into important brand or restaurants or retail, just to let the students understand that atmospheres doesn't belong only to the big events, but everyone has a brand, need to create an atmosphere. So there is a huge market for the students. And the students, as you could see, they come from all over the world, and they attended online until the end of the year, and they arrived. And we, of course, we keep the workshop and the project part in presence in order to practice and also to understand a little bit more what will be their profile at the end of the master. Actually, is the ongoing experience is a workshop into the Italian Milano Castello Sforzesco, which is quite exciting because they are creating an atmosphere of a painting. They did, for instance, also a workshop with Philip Ram that works on this idea of interior meteorology, and each workshop produce projects. Even with me, they are making an atmosphere of their country, and so all the projects they are going to become the portfolio for the graduation. Here still some highlights of the visit around to the Theatre Arcimboldi, and here some professor. One is, for instance, Marco Balic. Marco Balic was the scenographer of the Winter Olympic Games. He arrived to teach at our master after a few days, but he was also many expo, and the opening ceremony is mostly comes from his work. And here is Maria Porro. Maria Porro, as I was explaining you, she's the president of Milano Design Week, and she's engaging actually the student with the workshop together with the big brand. I cannot mention because it is under secret, but it's very important brand. And here is Team Lab, and they came. Team Lab are opening all over the world. I'm sure that most of you know these very immersive spaces, and they come from Japan, and they worked with students also, but also Philip Ram. And for instance, is another office from Kuwait, which is called Pace Studio, and they are based in Kuwait but working in all the Middle East, and they are looking for atmosphere designers in their office because they do architecture, they do interiors, but this part of the atmosphere is something that they strongly need. Here some highlights of some of their presentation, but as you know, it's still ongoing, so you will not see the final results, but the quality of the students at the selection is very high, and we are very happy on that. Why to choose this master? For many reasons is that to say that interior design or exhibition design is fine, but sometimes it is not enough. And some of you, of course, could be interesting to learn the next skills, because the space in the future, they will have more and more requests to have an atmosphere that will affect your behavior, your emotions, your memory, and this is the request from the market is quite huge. And I leave the floor to Martina.
Thank you. I'll take the floor again to provide more details about the application process to take part in the next edition of the Specializing Master in Design in Atmospheres, which will begin in October 2026. On the POLI.design website, in the Specializing Master webpage, you will find the full list of the required materials to take part in the selection phase. And by clicking on the Apply button, you will be able to create your personal account and upload the necessary files. And the application will then be completed on the Politecnico di Milano website by charging and uploading the documents related to your academic qualifications. If you need assistance during this phase, you can book a call with us by scanning the QR code that you can find in this slide. There are two main steps to follow. The first one is the selection step to be completed by 60 days before the course starting date. And the second one is the enrollment step to be completed within 45 days. Please note that applications are processed in chronological order and spots are limited, so don't wait for the last minute. Additionally, by uploading your documents, you will be eligible to take part in the next round of interviews, which will be on March 18th from 12:30 p.m. Then you can find the course fee listed on this slide, along with our promotional policy designed specifically for this program, an initiative to support the design potential of those who choose POLI.design. And now let's move on to the Q&A session by reading the questions that we received in the chat room. So, first one, what's the average experience of the students? Is it designed for professionals or neolaureati? As a senior architect, would it be compatible with a full-time work commitment? Three questions.
Okay. The first is that we have both. We have some students that they just graduated. We have professionals, and for instance, the part online is really appreciated because when we have the online part, they are busy only for hours and not even all the days in the week. So they managed quite well also their jobs. And the fact to keep the very concentrated part in Milano, when they have quite 8 hours per day, 6 hours, 8 hours, is exactly going into the direction that even a senior or person that is working, maybe just taking 4 months or 3 months is enough, and especially when he go back with some extra skill.
Okay, then which periods are on site and which online?
Yes, the first part from October to the end of the year or January sometimes is online, and then as Barbara was mentioning before, from January, February to May is in presence in order to have included also the Design Week in April.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's all.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for the presentation. And
You're
thank you all for your participation. And don't leave, but stay tuned for the next presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.